Representative Ruben Gallego has announced he will be running against Kyrsten Sinema in the Arizona Senate matchup. Very interesting, of course. Kyrsten Sinema is one of my least favorite Democratic, used to be Democratic, now she's independent, senators. Here from Yahoo News. Representative Ruben Gallego officially announced his run for the U.S. Senate on Monday in a campaign video that traces the arc of his life from a child raised in poverty who made it to Harvard University to a Marine who survived the Iraq War. Gallego, a 5-term Arizona Democrat, vowed to fight for the working class rather than the wealthy in a message aimed at Senator Kyrsten Sinema, an independent of Arizona whose seat he hopes to take. Quote, "The rich and the powerful, they don't need more advocates," Gallego says in the video. "It's the people that are still trying to decide between groceries and utilities that need a fighter for them." Gallego's long-anticipated entry in the race makes him the first high-profile candidate in what could become a historic 3-way contest. Now, we will talk about a scary part of all of this in a second, but first, here's this announcement video.
Growing up poor, the only thing I really had was the American dream. An opportunity. It's the one thing that we give every American, no matter where they are born in life. It was actually something to believe in and to fight for.
The odds that a single immigrant mom with a Latino boy, statistically, I was never supposed to end up even in college. I slept on a floor and a couch and a roll-on mat. Hearing her cry like every night, being stressed out about how she was going to raise like 4 kids on a secretary's salary, with an absent father.
Fue una experiencia muy dura.
Having to step up and be a father figure to my 3 sisters and skipping my teenage years influenced me a lot.
When you're poor, you really need a belief and a hope in a better future.
Mijo, comida? You want to make you one?
And what helps to do that is when you have other people believe with you. My family, who didn't laugh at me when I told them I'm going to Harvard. Had teachers, did everything they could to make sure that it was possible. I had a government that believed in kids like me. I really did feel that I owed the country something, and we got sent to Iraq.
And we'll stop it there because it is over 3 minutes, but you can watch the full thing. We'll have the link in the description, and he would be much better than Kyrsten Sinema because she is quite an unfortunate individual to have in that seat. She has obstructed so many amazing actions that could have been pushed through by the Democratic caucus as a whole in the Senate and Biden's administration, along with, of course, her working with Joe Manchin. So I think that it's great that he's challenging her. I also am so concerned because, as we talked about in a previous video about Kari Lake, that some more left of center people will stick with Kyrsten Sinema if there's a 3-way race. And then a lot of the Democratic Party will go with Ruben Gallego. And then we'll have a situation where Kari Lake, if she decides to run for Senate in Arizona, if you missed that video, yes, that's being discussed, and that makes my entire body ill, could have a much easier time. Because I don't see a whole lot of Republicans switching over and voting for Kyrsten Sinema as an independent, but I see some left of center voters voting for Kyrsten Sinema that would split the Democratic vote, and Kari Lake could have an easier time. And so as we get closer, we'll have to think about that, and that'll be for a later conversation. But generally, I do see this as a fascinating announcement, and we'll continue to cover it. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the extra bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/LukeBeasley. That's patreon.com/LukeBeasley, and there's a link in the description.